I could hear my daughter in my left ear just, "Mama, please don't let him die. Please, Mama, please don't let him die." So I met Dave in the seventh grade. He was my seventh grade boyfriend. And I was a little ashamed because he wore glasses. And back then it wasn't cool to wear glasses. But anyway, so later on, we lived our separate lives. And I met back up with Dave. And it was the best thing that I have ever experienced. He was so nice. He was so kind. He was a great person. He actually was a person that made me feel like I was worthy, like I was cute. I think that was the first time ever in my life that I thought I was beautiful, because when he told me I was beautiful, I believed it. After 2 months of meeting Dave, I got pregnant. And we was only together 2 months. I had just got out of an abusive 10-year relationship and stuff. So I wasn't really comfortable being in a relationship yet with somebody else, because I've been with somebody since I was 16. So anyway, I decided to have an abortion. He didn't like that, but he respected me, and he said that if this is what you want to do, then I'ma support you and I'ma be there. So I remember pulling up at Planned Parenthood, and all of these people was outside like boycotting. I mean, please don't kill your baby. Just please don't do this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. Remember, like, man, what am I doing? I know better. I know God. I know this is murder. Lord, please forgive me for this. I remember asking God, if you forgive me, Lord, for this action, I promise you I will never do this again. I would never have another abortion. If you just forgive me, Lord, for this. Maybe like 2 years later, I got pregnant again. This time, I'm gonna keep my child. Okay, so I was pregnant. I kept getting big and bigger and bigger. I remember, like, man, I just want a healthy baby, but Lord, please give me a baby boy. Because we have mostly women in our family, so a lot of us don't have boys. So I remember going to get my ultrasound, and I was telling them I didn't really want to know, but I remember the doctor saying he didn't know what it was, but I could see the penis on the thing. But I guess we end up going back, and we end up finding out we having a boy. So we had a little baby shower. Everybody was so excited. Everybody in my family was so excited. They were so excited. So when I told my husband, I was like, I am pregnant again. He was like, I know. I'm like, you know? He was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, what are we gonna do with 2 babies? Our baby is not even 3 months yet. So I remember calling the abortion clinic. I remember. Now here in my mind, I know I don't make a vow to God and forget. I know that I made a vow to God that I would not have no abortion ever again if he forgave me for that. But here I was, got pregnant again, got my son, and I was thinking about having another abortion. I remember the day like it was yesterday. We got up that morning. My husband went to go and drop the car off to his uncle. I probably was upstairs probably about 6-7 minutes. So went upstairs. I said, let me season this chicken. So I was seasoning my meat, and I remember I told my daughter, I said, hey, go check on your brother. So she went downstairs. She was downstairs for a little minute. And she came back upstairs, and I remember her saying, he's asleep, but his feet white. When she said that, I just dropped the chicken. Like, I didn't know what she was saying. I just knew she had a concerned look on her face. I ran downstairs, go in my room, and he's face down on the couch, blue. I turned him around. I started giving him CPR. And I remember my daughter in my left ear just screaming, Mom, please, please don't let him die. I told her to call 911. She got the phone at the time. We had a house phone. She called 911, and I remember the lady trying to give me instructions on CPR, but I was already doing CPR. I was CPR certified at the time. He was getting his colors. I was thinking, you coming back, my baby coming back. So, I remember me picking him up and running upstairs with him, and his body was just like a rag doll. It was lifeless. And I was taking him upstairs because I was trying to get to the EMT because they only was able to come through my front door, which was upstairs. The EMT came, and they started doing CPR on him also after me. And I just remember of all I wanted is just to see them run out the house with my baby. And I saw them run out the house with my baby because they eventually got a pulse. They drove off. They waited a minute. And I remember saying, they need to drive off. I need them to drive off because if they don't drive off, he's dead and this and that. And the fire chief was just trying to keep me calm, and I got in his truck, and they finally drove off, and I remember just praying God, please. And all I can remember, the play in my head is, I promised that I wasn't going to get another abortion. And here I was, about to get another abortion. And this is my punishment. And that's all I could think about. And my husband, he came to the scene And it had to be very disturbing for him to pull up and see EMT, fire department, police everywhere. I was at the hospital and I just remember a whole bunch of people there, like all my family. I mean, it was a room full of people. I don't know how they got there. I don't know who called them, but I do know that we had a family room and it was a room full of people. When they took me to go see him, my baby DJ, David Jr., he had so many wires, so much stuff on him. And they blew him up. He was a big baby. He was 9.5 pounds when he was born. And so he was 3 months at the time and he was blown up. He looked so big, and I just didn't know what to do. Like, I remember asking the doctor, because the doctor asked me, like, do you want to keep him on these machines? What are you going to do? Or, you know, he's on life support. He's on the ventilator. So I just remember asking the doctor, like, is he in pain? Because I didn't want him to be in pain. And he said, well, I don't know if he's in pain, but he got all of these wires. It's got to be uncomfortable for him. And I remember him telling me, like, he could possibly be a vegetable. Just to see him on that machine and all of that doctors and all of that stuff that was on him, I couldn't see him like that, so I took him off. The abortion was set for May the 16th. My son died May the 9th. May the 9th, 2008. He died. And his funeral was May the 16th. And all I can tell people is God is real. He is real. He is a God of wrath. He is a God of love, peace, and everything. But he is a God that don't play. And you don't make a foolish vow if you know you're not gonna keep it.